every great machine begins with a question. Not just how fast it can go, or how powerful it feels, but how far its makers are willing to push the idea of capability. The most compelling vehicles are born from challenge, from the demand to go farther, carry more, and do it all with confidence when the pavement ends. They carry the spirit of adventure that lives deep in the American landscape, from mountain passes to desert trails. What happens when that ambition meets cutting-edge engineering and a refusal to compromise? What do you get when every decision, from chassis tuning to digital integration, serves one purpose: to create a machine that feels unstoppable wherever it roams? In this story, we explore the evolution of that philosophy and the vehicle built to prove it. Like and subscribe for more deep dives into the machines that shape how we move, and comment below to tell us which model you want to see next. The Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 represents a major shift in how a full-size truck can perform when the asphalt ends. Built from the foundation of the Silverado platform, the ZR2 version transforms that familiar strength into something engineered for extremes. It is not simply a styling package or a marketing exercise. It is a purpose-built off-road system designed to handle mud, rock, and sand with the same poise it shows on a daily commute. At first glance, the differences stand out in the stance alone. The ZR2 sits taller, broader, and with a posture that signals intent. The widened track and redesigned bumpers make room for greater wheel articulation. The steel skid plates underneath protect vital components from impact, and the front fascia has been reimagined to improve approach angles for trail crawling. This is a truck that invites comparison with dedicated off-roaders yet keeps the refinement expected of a modern Silverado. At its core, the Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 draws power from a 6.2-liter V8 engine producing 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. The pairing with a 10-speed automatic transmission ensures smooth transitions between raw torque and steady control. That matters not just for towing but for technical driving across uneven ground, where throttle modulation is key. The full-time four-wheel drive system uses an electronic 2-speed transfer case, allowing quick shifts from highway cruising to low-range trail climbing. Locking front and rear differentials provide traction in the moments where one spinning tire could mean the difference between motion and being stuck. It is this mechanical depth that gives the ZR2 its credibility. One of the most remarkable systems in the Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 is its use of Multimatic DSSV spool valve dampers. Originally developed for off-road racing and performance vehicles, these dampers offer precise control over damping rates across a wide range of conditions. On rocky terrain, they absorb sharp impacts without compromising stability. On open dirt roads, they keep body roll minimal even at speed. The result is a suspension setup that feels simultaneously soft over rough surfaces and tight during cornering. Chevrolet engineers did not chase extreme lift heights or oversized tires alone. They built a balanced system that maintains handling on-road while delivering formidable performance off it. The calibration of spring rates, shock tuning, and tire choice work in unison, creating what many off-road testers describe as a rare blend of comfort and command. Inside, the Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 steps away from the bare-bones image of older trail trucks. The interior feels upscale yet practical, aligning with the dual-purpose nature of the vehicle. The large 13.4-inch central touchscreen and 12.3-inch driver display bring a digital sophistication to the cabin. Off-road data such as pitch, roll, and differential status are easily accessible, allowing drivers to monitor real-time performance. The leather-trimmed seats with perforated inserts and ZR2-specific badging strike a balance between comfort and durability. Even details like floor liners and seat stitching echo the blend of luxury and toughness that defines this generation. For drivers transitioning from daily commuting to weekend exploration, this interior supports both experiences without compromise. The Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 also expands on the philosophy of intelligent power management. The truck offers drive modes that recalibrate throttle response, transmission mapping, and suspension behavior depending on terrain. The off-road mode sharpens traction control and optimizes power delivery for unpredictable surfaces. The terrain mode simulates a one-pedal driving experience for slow, technical maneuvers. It is this integration of software and hardware that transforms traditional four-wheel drive operation into something far more accessible. Drivers no longer need years of experience to make the most of the system. The truck's electronics interpret conditions and adjust dynamically, turning advanced engineering into usable confidence. Of course, capability alone does not define a modern pickup. The Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 still carries the expectations of payload, towing, and day-to-day practicality. With a towing capacity approaching 9,000 pounds and a payload rating exceeding 1,400 pounds, it remains a work tool at heart. The bed includes multiple tie-down points, a power outlet, and the available multi-flex tailgate that serves as step, workbench, or load support. In many ways, this practicality cements the ZR2's identity as both an enthusiast's machine and a professional's partner. It is a vehicle built to earn its keep Monday through Friday while offering freedom and adventure on the weekend. When examining the development of the Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024, it becomes clear that this truck exists as a statement about Chevrolet's off-road future. Previous generations offered off-road packages, but this is the first time the company has engineered a full-production Silverado with true racing technology adapted for consumers. Testing in the desert landscapes of Nevada and Arizona refined its geometry, shock calibration, and traction logic under real stress. Engineers adjusted everything from cooling airflow to the weight distribution of skid plates, seeking a balance between durability and agility. The outcome is not a replica of a competition truck but a carefully tuned platform capable of enduring similar punishment in the hands of everyday drivers. It is worth considering why Chevrolet invested so heavily in this direction. The market for off-road trucks has expanded rapidly, driven by buyers who see their vehicles as expressions of lifestyle as much as utility. The Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 steps into this environment with a unique proposition. Rather than chasing headline horsepower or extreme lift kits, it emphasizes usable capability, mechanical refinement, and composure under load. This approach acknowledges that real-world off-roading often involves precision rather than spectacle. It is about confidence and control, not just brute force. That difference positions the ZR2 as a mature evolution of the performance truck idea. Another key factor behind the Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024's development lies in the challenge of balancing rugged engineering with environmental responsibility. While still powered by a traditional V8, the truck incorporates improved efficiency through advanced engine management, cylinder deactivation, and aerodynamic tweaks. Chevrolet's design team also focused on materials that resist corrosion and extend component life, reducing long-term waste. It reflects a subtle but important shift. Off-road strength no longer has to mean excessive consumption. For a segment often defined by excess, this focus on balance makes the ZR2 stand apart. Driving the Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 reveals a truck that communicates through feel rather than numbers alone. Steering feedback remains steady, with a sense of precision that allows confident placement on narrow trails. The suspension absorbs irregularities without sending jolts through the cabin. Acceleration remains smooth but immediate, letting the driver meter out power predictably. These qualities combine to reduce fatigue during long drives. They turn rough terrain into something that feels manageable, even welcoming. That sensation is the hallmark of engineering working in harmony with design. When discussing real-world performance, the Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 must be evaluated in environments that test its full spectrum of abilities. Pavement, gravel, mud, sand, and rock each reveal a different side of its character. This truck is not about posing, it is about responding to challenges that change by the minute. Every adjustment in traction, every articulation of suspension, tells a story about the engineering that supports it. The Silverado ZR2 carries itself with confidence across this spectrum because its systems have been developed to anticipate rather than react. That difference sets the tone for how it feels behind the wheel. The first impression most drivers report when piloting the Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 on-road is composure. For a truck with off-road suspension, the ride quality is unexpectedly smooth, free from the bounce and float often associated with lifted vehicles. The Multimatic DSSV dampers operate seamlessly in the background, reading the road and adjusting flow rates to keep the truck balanced. At highway speeds, body control remains tight and steering input feels direct. This composure matters because it makes the truck genuinely usable as a daily driver. Whether heading to a job site or a weekend trail, the driver experiences continuity, not compromise. Transitioning off pavement, the Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 begins to show what separates it from standard trucks. The combination of approach and departure angles, underbody protection, and differential control transforms difficult trails into predictable sequences. On steep inclines, the engine's torque comes in smoothly, assisted by the terrain mode's calibrated throttle mapping. The driver can modulate power precisely, maintaining momentum without wheel slip. When descending, the integrated hill descent control applies braking force individually at each wheel, allowing a steady crawl. These systems act as extensions of driver skill, enhancing rather than replacing human input. One of the key highlights in real off-road use is the Silverado ZR2's suspension travel and articulation. The independent front and solid rear setup has been tuned to keep contact with the ground over uneven surfaces. Where other trucks might lift a wheel and lose traction, the ZR2 continues to grip, transferring power efficiently. In technical terrain, that consistent contact minimizes the need for momentum, reducing stress on both vehicle and driver. It turns obstacles into measured challenges rather than unpredictable hazards. The Multimatic dampers again play a central role, adjusting pressure through precisely machined valves that control oil flow according to compression speed. Beyond mechanical hardware, the Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 also leverages intelligent software to enhance control. The drive mode selector integrates with multiple subsystems, altering throttle response, transmission behavior, and stability settings. In off-road mode, traction control parameters loosen slightly, allowing natural wheel movement that helps the tires clear loose material. In terrain mode, the system tightens again, favoring precision over speed. Each mode has been tuned through real-world testing, not simulation alone. Engineers drove thousands of miles through deserts and forests to perfect these calibrations. The result is a system that feels intuitive, predictable, and authentic. Another dimension of the Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024's capability is its towing and hauling stability when conditions deteriorate. Towing over unpaved surfaces introduces variables that test both traction and cooling systems. The truck's integrated trailer sway control and hill start assist combine with the robust V8 powertrain to manage loads smoothly. The cooling systems, including larger radiators and improved air channels, ensure consistent performance even under extended strain. These are the less visible aspects of capability, the ones that separate engineered toughness from cosmetic upgrades. Inside the cabin, the Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 continues to deliver under pressure. Long-distance comfort is essential for off-road touring, where drivers may spend hours between destinations. The seats, with firm bolstering and breathable materials, remain supportive without being restrictive. Noise insulation within the cabin significantly reduces fatigue, road, wind, and drivetrain sounds are filtered to maintain clarity without isolation. The infotainment interface remains responsive, even with gloves, and the wireless connectivity ensures navigation updates and diagnostics remain available in remote areas. This combination of comfort and function turns endurance drives into manageable journeys. Testing the Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 in extreme climates reveals further engineering consideration. In cold regions, the drivetrain engages without hesitation, and the heated components maintain fluid performance. In high heat, the electronics and suspension systems continue operating without fade. Dust sealing and corrosion resistance were priorities during design, with components treated to prevent buildup that could hinder sensors or moving parts. This focus on environmental resilience ensures reliability that extends beyond showroom conditions. It reflects a deep understanding of what serious off-road ownership entails. Fuel efficiency, while not the leading factor in off-road truck design, remains part of the conversation. The Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024's engine management and cylinder deactivation system allow it to operate on fewer cylinders under light load, conserving fuel during highway stretches. Combined with aerodynamic refinements and weight distribution improvements, this helps the truck deliver respectable range for its size and class. It demonstrates that power and efficiency need not be mutually exclusive. By optimizing software and airflow rather than simply reducing engine size, Chevrolet maintains performance without penalizing practicality. Maintenance and serviceability also play into the Silverado ZR2's real-world value. Skid plates and underbody armor are designed for easy removal, allowing access to components without complex disassembly. The engine bay layout prioritizes accessibility for routine checks. Electrical systems, including the complex network that manages terrain modes and stability, are shielded and modular, simplifying diagnostics. Owners who perform their own maintenance or rely on dealerships benefit from this foresight. It is a level of usability often overlooked in specialty vehicles but crucial for long-term ownership. Another notable area where the Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 excels is in ergonomics and driver visibility. The elevated seating position and sculpted hood provide clear sightlines, while camera systems offer multiple angles for low-speed maneuvers. The front-facing camera, paired with trajectory guides, allows precise navigation through narrow or rocky paths. Side cameras help align with ruts or obstacles, and the rear camera maintains clarity even in dusty environments. These tools, once exclusive to luxury SUVs, have become indispensable for modern trucks, and in the ZR2 they are integrated seamlessly into the off-road experience. The exterior build quality of the Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 is another testament to its attention to detail. The paint coatings resist abrasion from debris, while the bed features a factory-applied liner that prevents corrosion from moisture and impact. The Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 stands as more than a performance figurehead. It represents the evolution of what capability means in modern automotive design. As technology, efficiency, and consumer expectations continue to converge, this truck serves as a bridge between heritage and innovation. The ZR2's value is not only in what it accomplishes on dirt or pavement but also in how it redefines the standard for what a full-size pickup can achieve without losing authenticity. It takes the lessons of decades of engineering and wraps them into a package that feels both forward-looking and grounded in tradition. The legacy of the Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 begins with its role as a test platform for the future. Chevrolet engineers have used it to refine control algorithms, calibrate adaptive systems, and experiment with materials that may appear in upcoming models. The integration of off-road intelligence with mainstream usability sets a precedent that could shape the company's next generation of trucks, including hybrids or fully electric variants. The systems that manage suspension dynamics, torque distribution, and traction will transition naturally into new powertrains, ensuring that future models retain the mechanical honesty of the ZR2 even as propulsion evolves. The ZR2 also marks a cultural shift in how drivers perceive off-road vehicles. For decades, this segment was defined by extremes, rugged machines with minimal comfort or luxury trucks that rarely saw dirt. The Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 dissolves that divide by proving that toughness and refinement can coexist. It does not compromise in either direction. Instead, it offers a blueprint for a truck that embraces every aspect of its purpose. Owners can drive it through city traffic, down unpaved mountain passes, or to work sites without switching mindsets. It delivers continuity, a sense that one vehicle can genuinely handle it all. From a design standpoint, the Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 may influence the visual language of off-road trucks for years to come. Its styling communicates purpose without aggression, using geometry and proportion rather than exaggerated accessories. The front fascia and body lines are functional yet elegant, showing that confidence does not require ornamentation. This design philosophy resonates with a new generation of buyers who prefer authenticity over spectacle. The ZR2 demonstrates that design maturity can be powerful. It can attract attention through precision rather than excess. Economically, the success of the Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 highlights a broader trend in the automotive market. Consumers increasingly value vehicles that serve multiple roles effectively. Rather than buying separate vehicles for work and recreation, they seek one machine that embodies both. The ZR2 answers that need through balance. Its ability to handle towing, daily driving, and demanding off-road situations expands the definition of practicality. It positions itself not as a niche product but as a versatile investment, an adaptable tool for diverse lifestyles. In environmental terms, the Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 also sets the stage for the next generation of sustainable off-roaders. While powered by a traditional V8, the lessons learned in aerodynamic efficiency, energy management, and lightweight design will influence how Chevrolet approaches electrified trucks. Engineers studying real-world data from ZR2 owners gain insight into how systems like adaptive damping and electronic traction control perform under stress. This information helps refine software for vehicles with electric drivetrains, where torque delivery and traction management are even more critical. The ZR2 is therefore not the end of a lineage but the beginning of a technological continuum. One of the most significant impacts of the Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 lies in driver education and accessibility. Off-roading, once considered a specialized skill, becomes approachable through technology that supports rather than dominates. Systems like terrain mode and live telemetry displays empower drivers to learn the mechanics of traction, momentum, and angle management. As owners gain confidence, they participate more actively in outdoor recreation, contributing to a growing community that values respect for nature and responsible exploration. In this way, the ZR2 becomes a catalyst for engagement, not merely a vehicle for escape. Culturally, the ZR2 aligns with a shift in how adventure is defined. In an era where digital convenience often replaces physical experience, vehicles like the Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 reconnect people with the physical world. They encourage travel beyond predictable routes, promoting curiosity and resilience. Yet unlike earlier generations of off-road trucks, the ZR2 does so without punishing comfort or convenience. It allows adventure to fit into daily life rather than exist outside it. That inclusivity broadens the audience for off-road exploration and redefines what adventure-ready truly means. In the context of industry competition, the Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 also raises the bar for what rivals must achieve. It demonstrates that authenticity and refinement can be engineered simultaneously, challenging others to move beyond surface-level performance packages. Its success pressures the entire segment to focus on integration, where hardware, software, and design converge seamlessly. This type of innovation pushes automotive design forward not through one-upmanship but through elevation of standards. The ZR2's approach may well inspire a wave of trucks that prioritize harmony between toughness and technology. On the practical side, the ownership experience of the Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 will likely define how future buyers perceive value. Reliability, ease of maintenance, and real-world efficiency all contribute to long-term satisfaction. Chevrolet's attention to serviceability and durability ensures that the ZR2 remains relevant for years, not just model cycles. As more drivers experience this consistency, it builds trust, a resource as valuable as horsepower. That trust, in turn, reinforces brand loyalty and shapes future expectations of what a high-performance truck should deliver. The ZR2's influence also extends to community and identity. Enthusiasts often form groups around shared vehicles, and the Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 fosters such connections naturally. Its design invites participation in events, overlanding gatherings, and charity drives. The truck becomes both a tool and a symbol, a shared language for people who appreciate engineering and exploration alike. In this sense, the ZR2 helps bridge social gaps between professional users, adventurers, and everyday drivers. It unites rather than separates, turning capability into a common ground. From a philosophical perspective, the Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 embodies the principle that progress is not about excess but about refinement. True capability comes from precision and understanding, not sheer size or spectacle. Every aspect of the truck, from its suspension to its infotainment, reflects a deliberate choice aimed at harmony. It teaches that power controlled is more impressive than power unleashed without purpose. That principle will likely guide the evolution of trucks in the coming decade as manufacturers seek to balance sustainability, technology, and strength. The Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 leaves a lasting impression because it does something few vehicles manage. It feels equally at home on the open highway as it does far off it. Across every test, every environment, it demonstrates that modern capability can be refined rather than excessive. It is the result of engineers who chose precision over exaggeration, designers who valued strength shaped by purpose, and a philosophy that understands the future of trucks depends on harmony between performance, intelligence, and usability. That harmony is what makes the Silverado ZR2 not just another off-road model but a marker in time for how vehicles can evolve without losing identity. Through its 6.2-liter V8, Multimatic suspension, and advanced drive modes, the Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 transforms raw mechanics into confidence. It translates torque into traction and technology into trust. Every system contributes to that single outcome, a truck that expands what everyday adventure can mean. This synthesis of power and restraint sets a tone for the decade ahead. Trucks are no longer defined by how much they can carry alone, but by how effectively they integrate strength with intelligence. The ZR2 embodies that new definition. Beyond numbers and specifications, the Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 stands as a statement of intent. It acknowledges that drivers today expect adaptability. They want to haul, explore, and commute using one machine that meets them where they are. This truck achieves that balance through authenticity, not pretense. It looks the part because it lives the part. Its durability, comfort, and control tell a consistent story, one of evolution guided by purpose. In a market filled with extremes, it proves that moderation paired with mastery can still inspire. For Chevrolet, the Silverado ZR2 2024 sets a precedent that extends beyond this model year. The lessons learned from its engineering, testing, and reception will shape future platforms, whether powered by gasoline, hybrid systems, or electric motors. What remains constant is the core idea: capability should feel natural, not forced. That belief gives the Silverado ZR2 a legacy that reaches forward. It reminds engineers, drivers, and enthusiasts alike that innovation does not erase tradition, it refines it. The Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 2024 therefore closes its story where it began, with the pursuit of possibility. It invites drivers to challenge the familiar, to step off the pavement with assurance, and to redefine what a truck can be when every detail works toward balance. In a world where adventure often feels distant, this vehicle brings it back within reach. That is its greatest success. And as the road continues to change, the spirit that shaped the Silverado ZR2 will keep driving the future of capability, one confident mile at a time.